Nothing can stop me now.
I hope that shatterproof glass can withstand the abuse. Mother...
You've both been playing various Looney Tunes characters for many years now. With the franchise being around for almost a century, how did you both go about morphing into these iconic characters that people have known and loved for so long?
Wait a sec, we're playing characters? I thought I was Daffy, for real. Daffy, take your meds. Oh, hi there.
Yeah, no, I think it's this. If you're me, if you're like me, when I was a kid, just old enough to sit up and watch TV, that was my Saturday morning ritual, was watching these characters with a big bowl of cereal, and my big brother Alan. We would just laugh hysterically, and even when now sitting here talking with you, it's like a warm blanket, a comfort food, just thinking about those times. And I can hear it in her voice when she performs Candi, that it brings us back to that place of just pure innocence. It's like when I started working at McDonald's when I was in high school, and I was like, "That's in the sandwich? Oh, I wish I didn't know. I could just enjoy the Big Mac without thinking about how it's made." But I still have that innocence with Looney Tunes. Thank goodness.
I always think that when I had worked with June Foray and taking over a lot of the characters, and some of the characters she had taken over from B. Benaderet. So I really wanted to honor her. But as a little kid, I remember thinking, and I'm a big improv person. It's just maybe I'm neuroatypical and I just don't know it. But I think really fast. And when I took over, I would think not only how would June Foray do this, what would June Foray, but I remember being a kid saying to myself, I would love for Granny to cut loose right here. I would love for one of them to go, and don't you do that, young, stop it. And so to bring it into where it's more acceptable for her to be a real Granny and a real Petunia pig and a real all the other characters, I get to say, and it seems like the guys and the gals who write this really get it. This is what we all wanted to really hear them say. I think that's what's really fun about it. And that, for me, that's what lights me up. It's like I get to say what I always wanted Granny to say. I think it's great.
And did you both have a favorite Looney Tunes character growing up, and has it changed over the years?
Well, I'd probably say one of my favorites is the one that I've been voicing the longest, and I know it's one of her favorites.
It's my favorite.
It's Marvin the Martian. Isn't that lovely? I do enjoy this interview, but it blocks my view of Venus. Yes. Therefore, I shall have to blow it up. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. He's one of them.
It was my sister and my favorite. And I would remember when I heard Eric doing it, but whenever I would hear anything or you'd see the merchandise with Marvin, I would call my sister and go, "Oh, hello. Oh, hello, Earthling." And we would just roar. I don't know what it is, but that is, and Eric knows it, that we go anywhere, I will take the Marvin the Martian, like the thing. And he's like, I'm the voice, I should sit here. I'm just going to take this spot because this is my favorite character ever. And he does such a great job. It makes me crazy. I love it. That's my favorite Looney Tunes.
It is a very
Miss
great
Prissy.
character.
Oh no, and who is the bring it home the baby?
Oh, Beaky Buzzard.
I wanted to be Beaky Buzzard, and I was sad.
Oh,
that I
no.
So, yes, grew up on these. In case you haven't been able to tell.
Yeah, I think Bugs Bunny was my favorite growing up.
Oh, really?
That's the thing, Doc. I think everyone wants to be like Bugs, but we all know we're deep down inside Daffy. We all want money. No.
To conquer the world.
No, we're going to make animation great again. Let me tell you, we're going to put some Canadian tariffs on these Canucks.
But, imagine Daffy for president.
I love that.
It would be a ductatorship, I think.
Eric, you play both Daffy Duck and Porky Pig in The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. What was it like to take on two lead characters at the same time? And did it often feel like you were talking to yourself?
I mean, so you mean like every day?
A little
Yeah.
live alone.
I mean, oh, I got money for it this time. Great. Yeah, it's amazing. Again, what an honor being able to just not just take on one of Mel Blanc's characterizations, but two in the same film, same story on the big screen, where you could see and hear everything. And being, I think at least with Bugs, I might only be the seventh person in 90 years to do that voice.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're on the big screen with today's fan base, as you know, they really do like to look for those loose threads. And then when they find them, they go, oh, wait a second, it's unraveling. And oh, you're not the guy or
Yeah.
the girl.
No,
you know?
see, I
It's
knew
tough.
it couldn't be real.
It's tough. But if you're with a good director and a good storyteller, a good writer, great co-stars,
Thank you,
and
Andy.
you know, that lift you and make sure you don't fall, then you're in a good spot, I think. And we would record, I think.
Yeah, Porky first. For me, he's less taxing, and Daffy second, because we all know what he sounds like. Ooh.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my next question. What was it like working together on this film and with the rest of the cast and team for it?
I don't like how it is now. I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's really true.
you could take this laptop away and we'd still be here laughing like morons in
Right,
the corridor.
and looking for things that we could steal. I just like it's because we're that person.
I found where they keep the bagel seasoning.
Yeah.
I'm taking it home with me.
I found the candy corner.
Oh, you
Oh.
did it.
Oh
I was
yes.
there yesterday, which is why I'm wearing maternity pants.
Everyone loves a good candy corner.
I'm just saying,
That's her podcast, by the way.
candy corner.
Yeah, Candi Milo corner.
No, I can't do a podcast because I am a 4-year-old with a 2-year-old's sensibility. I couldn't do it. I would just be bored.
I'd
I'm
listen.
5 minutes in. Thank you. What am I going to talk about? Like, well, here's why I live alone. Listen to this.
I wanted to ask, how does playing Looney Tunes characters in particular compare or differ to other characters that you voice in other projects?
I like the Looney Tunes franchise, and I really like working for Pete Browngardt. I like his take on it because there are no rules. I work on a couple of other shows at Cartoon Network, and they're skewed younger. And then I work on a show somewhere else that is definitely skewed younger, and there are rules, and we can't say this and we can't do that, and there can't be this and there can't be that, and this is how this is pronounced in this. And I think, oh my gosh. And then you come to Looney Tunes and it's just like, I'm just gonna vomit all over. I think this is really funny, so I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
And they'll figure out a way to edit it and use it. And I don't know. I like it. There's just no rules. That's why
Yeah.
I like it.
And you know, yeah, exactly what she said. There's differences and nuances to every job and every show and every character, and it makes you appreciate these characters even more. And you know, following the rules too. You're talking about preschool. You know, there was a point in my life before I became a dad, I think, is where I wasn't booking any preschool. I became a dad, and suddenly I'm on. That's all there is. And actually, if you think about it too, preschool, like the preschool generation, and then Adult Swim generation, those are the only two areas in animation right now that are accepting like original idea pitches, which is very bizarre. There used to be this thing called kids ages 2 to 11, or even 11 to 14,
Right.
where you would have like your Ben 10s, and you would have like all of these wonderful from original idea, like they used to call them creator driven cartoons. And it kind of doesn't exist right now. But you know, that being said, getting to step into these roles for a new territory, which is their first feature film, is a different outlet, something that we don't get to do all the time because these movies take time to make. So hopefully, if this is seen by lots of folks, we'll have a second interview in another few years.
That's what we hope.
I'm hoping for it too. I'll be here for that one.
Yay.
Do either of you have a favorite line or phrase that you enjoy performing the most from this particular film?
You do that. I gotta think. Now, what?
Mine would be in the trailer where the gum monster is attacking Daffy, and the gum wad is trying to because you have to chew the gum and it takes over your brain. And there's a moment where the gum's trying to enter Daffy's mouth, and he's like, "I."
Kevin Fun.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. There's a few. I don't know if that was written or if there's an ad lib. The same thing in Space Jam happened where it was a conversation between Foghorn Leghorn, who I voiced, and Daffy, who I voiced, and it's like, I say, how did he get all these spectators in here? And as Daffy went, I don't know, but the line for the bathroom's gonna be insane. Yeah, and Daffy's very low hanging fruit kind of duck, and that's where I am because I'm not tall. So yeah.
I think my favorite line from the movie is when they've got the thing trapped in the glass, and then she is giving the ratio of the glass, like shatterproof glass, and then she just looks and said, "But that's not shatterproof glass."
That's classic.
But it's so deadpan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just so one of the things she does. She's the straight man in this, and she sets these guys up. And one of the things I love about the characters that she never buttons anything. She never, because I don't know if you've ever worked with an actor where you've done your line and then they've buttoned it. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stop you. I'm the funny one in this cartoon. Don't do that. They're not going to use it. And now you've pissed me off. And I'm like, ah. So I never buttoned. And I was so proud because I had the joke, except this guy, Daffy, buttons it with, was it Mother?
Mother, yeah, oh yeah, Mother.
And I was like, damn, I had a funny line, and he buttons it with the classic, with the trailer of the movie.
I think that made it to one of the movie posters. The classic Daffy, Mother. I don't even know where that comes from.
Well, those are very great lines. I'm sure the fans are going to love the movie. Thank you both so much for your time today. It was very lovely meeting you both. You guys are such a joy to talk to.
Thank you. So are you, sweetheart. Really, truly.